Hi there, this is Professor Juris, and I just wanted to make you a quick video and go over how to make a multiple color or multiple process alternative process print and use registration. So I use push pins for registration, and I'll show you another method using a Sharpie marker and registration lines. But this is the method I use for if I'm going to do like a multiple color gum print, or if I want to do a platinum palladium over top of gum, or gum over top of platinum palladium, or gum over top of cyanotype. I can make multiple colors with this method. So basically what it is I'm using these metal push pins, and you can get these at like a Hobby Lobby or in the craft section of a big box store. But you're just going to push the pin through, and you only make one hole in the negative in each top corner. So, and then I'll push it through the paper at the same time. So with this sheet of paper, then this is the piece of paper I could do multiple coatings on. So the thing I would do next is I would actually take this off of here, and I would put my first color down. Like say I was doing a gum print, and you can start with the darkest color, or you can start with the lightest color. I've seen it both ways. I usually do the lightest color first, but a lot of textbooks say they do the darkest color. So it's you know, it's up to you what you do, but there's really no right or wrong, especially with gum printing. But so I would go ahead and coat my color, and then I would take my push pins and put the negative back down once it's dry. So you can see there's a hole there. And what I need to do then when I re-register this, and I'm using a piece of foam board underneath it to take my push pins. But what I need to do once I put a color down and I want to re-register this, I need to make sure I put this into the same hole. And then what I would do, once it's dry, so you would coat the color, dry it, and then put this back in place. And then I would use a small piece of blue tape there to actually tape this negative down on the very top of it once it's registered. But you can see I did my two push pin holes right there. So the idea is that this is going to go in the same exact place every time. Now if you go making different holes in the paper, it's not going to line up. But doing it this way, I've had great amounts of success with this, even negatives like 2 1/4 negatives lining back up when you are doing a second color. Again, make sure you shrink your paper first, because especially with gum printing, because if the paper shrinks during the first bath, then the next negative is not going to line up correctly. So you want to do that just like that. And then again, go ahead and print whatever process you're doing. Like if you're making a cyanotype, line this up, make your cyanotype, and then you could put another colored gum or something over the top of it if you want to. So that basically is the push pin method. The other method that I use, and I don't use this as much, but I do use this sometimes, especially if I don't want to put a hole in a negative, is to use a Sharpie marker. And if you notice on the side here, what I've done is I've put little marks on the negative, okay? And then what I've done is put this down on top of a sheet of paper, and I didn't want to put like a ruler or something across the negative, so I actually use a paper envelope. And if you use a paper envelope, and what you're basically going to do is, put the paper envelope down on top of the negative between the two marks, and then extend the pencil, using a pencil, because you wouldn't want to use a Sharpie on your piece of paper, but using a pencil, extend the registration marks onto the paper so that you're not going to totally cover them with ink, so that you can come back in. So what I would do is, once I'd coat this with my coating, I could lay my negative down, and you'd even have to do this for the first time, because you want to make sure that it's all lined up and get these marks lined up as close as possible. And once you have it lined up, then you would use your piece of blue tape and put a blue piece of tape across here. When I'm talking about blue painter's tape or green frog tape, something that'll peel back off of the paper. And then I would put that in my contact printing frame and go ahead and make a print, and that'll keep you in registration for the process. So anyway, I hope that helps. If it helps, please give me a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.